So you're tired of the city. You and your wife want to get 1,000 hectares. You have cattle, sheep, horses, pigs. But your wife does not enjoy the Hilux. Boom. My wife doesn't enjoy the Hilux.
Yeah, shot boy.
His and hers.
How's it, guys? We're back with another video for No Roadblocks. Today we are here with an absolute beauty of a car, the 2024 Toyota Fortuner. This is the hybrid version, the 48 volt 2.8 GD. So this thing is, yeah, proper nice.
Today, Junior?
I would just want to explain the reason why this car is sitting here today is because of our mishap in our video about the Landy. Yeah, I mean, we did write it off. But luckily, insurance pulled through and boom, this was born. So yeah, it's a brand new car, got like 9,000 Ks on it, and it is superb. I mean, I was a bit nervous, you know, coming from a Prado family, coming to the Fortuner family, you know, with the suspension problems and all that stuff. But I promise you right now, with the new generation, they've done an absolute superb job. Maybe not on like the most bumpy roads, but definitely on tar for sure. And also at higher speeds. So yeah, I don't know if it's just me, you know, coming from an old, outdated Prado. You know, I still think it's a beautiful car, but these newer ones, it's so much more aggressive. It looks so much better. And I think that they've done a superb job, you know, especially with the lights. They are very aggressive. Also the black detailing as well. I think, you know, it adds so much to the car, a lot more character as well. Even the rims, like the stock rims that the car comes with are proper aggressive. And yeah, it gives off that born for the off-road. It's just like what I was talking about, the newer Prado. I think this, having a bit more design to it, actually fits the car more because of like the aggressive lights, the hard, sharp angles. Yeah, it looks really good, especially with all the black detailing as well, as I was previously saying. And then it comes to the back. Excuse the dirt. We are in the dirt roads of South Africa, but yeah, we can see here, especially at night, these lights are so beautiful. They look incredible. But yeah, altogether, I think that it's just like a really well put and thought out design for this car. You know, especially looking at the previous designs, the old generations of the Fortuner, they looked a bit wishy-washy and a bit, you know, outdated for that time, especially. So they've done a really good job at redesigning and facelifting this car, for sure.
4x4. But like, what is the difference? Because you get the Fortuner, you get the Prado, then you get the LC300. Like, what is the difference? Do you really need the other variants? Well, the Fortuner has a back locker, but it doesn't have a front and back locker. So that is the difference. Although it is a very light car, more compact. So, I mean, it's not as heavy. Do you really need the lockers? I'm sure your wife will make it fine going through the mud before she gets home on the farm.
I was so surprised about it. I've never seen this on a car before, but look at this mother. Look at that. That thing is meant to be hit by with a hammer, you know? It's definitely a case, so I'm sure it doesn't come usually stock like this, but yeah, I mean, it's helpful, you know, when you're dropping it into onto the floor, but it also presents a problem. I've been recently like trying to press all the buttons and all that stuff. Okay, it did work there, but it's not always as responsive, and I think it's most probably just the film over the front, you know, so there's no scratches. But yeah, it does present a bit of a problem. Let's see. Oh, how to open this thing? Is it a double click?
2,000 years later.
Okay, never mind. Okay, you are supposed to be able to do it by the remote, but it's obviously got the electrical lift. I mean, I wish it was a bit faster, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's got a very big space at the back here. The boot is obviously big enough. It does have the back seats as well, are very easy to drop down and quickly get in. The one thing that I can see that they've definitely improved on, with the old Prado that I have, the footwells at the back were always flat, so you'd be sitting like this, you know? These ones you can see like there's a little bit of a dent, but I mean, it's almost for like 1.5 shoes, especially when you're size 12. It doesn't really, it doesn't really work out too well. Look, this is as much space as you really do need anyway. Even with the back seats down, you still have a decent amount of space at the back to be putting your groceries and your bags and all that stuff. Okay. See, look at this. And now you're about to get chased by some people trying to steal a car, and you have to wait for that thing. Sitting in the car, obviously having a bit of a drive, it does feel a lot better than the previous generation as well. My uncle, he has like one of the old Hiluxes from, I think, 2010. So you can definitely feel that there is a lot of more of a premium feel to the car. But yeah, so I think the suspension still needs a bit of work. I know that a lot of people, especially when they plan to go on overland trips with these cars, they usually do upgrade the suspension. Going slowly over bumps and on off-road trails, it does present a bit of a bumpy ride. On the tar though, at higher speeds, it's completely fine. It does feel a lot more premium than what we're experiencing right now. But then again, it's not to say that it's really bad. I've definitely driven cars that are a lot worse than this for sure. I've driven a lot of cars, especially like turbocharged cars, and it always is a sense of, you don't know when the car is going to go off, especially one of the older ones. The turbo lag in, let's say, our old Discovery Land Rover 4, that was horrendous. I'm telling you, I mean, you would wait 2-3 seconds for the car to pull off. The way that they have reconfigured this engine to have the, especially like the hybrid engine, having the turbos here, you don't necessarily feel that there's a lot of turbo lag. And that is due to the fact that it has the little electric 48-volt motor. It does, make the feel of the car and the acceleration ever so better because of the fact that there's no turbo lag. So it is really nice in that sense. So yeah, getting onto a tar road, it definitely is a lot better in terms of the bumpiness. But yeah, you can immediately feel when you put your foot down, the car is a lot more responsive. You don't necessarily think that there are turbos behind the engine, creating any of that turbo lag, which is really nice. I think it does give the driver a sense of comfort, knowing that when they put the foot down, the car is going to go. Another reason for the electric motor in this car, it helps with when you are decelerating the car, it keeps the turbos spooled using the electric motor, which obviously helps with the acceleration at higher speeds, ensuring that you don't have to really be stuck behind a car. You can pull off whenever you want to and not really stress about reaching the front of the car before you hit another. So it's great. We obviously chose the perfect spot to film with millions of cyclists. I chose the best spot to come film this video, having a cycle race, on a Saturday morning. It's never that great, especially when they get temperamental like they usually do. Anyway, the car though itself, handling, I mean, it doesn't feel wishy-washy at all. You can feel that you're in control of the car, which is good, which is obviously what you need. But yeah, I mean, At higher speeds, you don't feel that the car is going left to right. I know that obviously usually occurs in bigger vehicles that, that have more weight, especially also with thicker tires. So it definitely feels stable at higher speeds. Going around corners is not a problem at all. It's nice and smooth. Don't have to worry about that too much as well. Also, that's another reason for this suspension though. Air suspension, I felt in the Disco 4. Going around a corner at higher speed, you could feel the weight of the car being pulled because of the air suspension, and you could almost feel that it was going to topple over. With these ones, you have a very good sense of stability, like I said previously, and I think that just adds to the whole enjoyment of the ride in this car. I mean, you're putting your foot down. This is an eco though, so yeah, I should actually put into sports and see what it's like. But it is, like I said, very responsive. You don't have to worry too much. I know it's quite quick. And I think that's also another reason for the electric motor. It does help with the acceleration and the pull-off especially. I mean, the electric motor is not even that big, but you can definitely feel the difference that it makes in these cars. Another reason why I like this car so much is the soundproofing. I mean, it's not the most soundproof car in the world. However, this car sounds like a bloody truck, a real workhorse of a truck, standing outside of it. But when you come into the cockpit and you're driving, especially at higher speeds, you forget that it is the diesel engine. You can hear that, sitting outside. But really, here, like inside, you definitely have a quieter drive, which is really nice, especially if you're going to be sitting in this car for hours on end, When you put on the infotainment system as well with the JBL speakers, it definitely pretty much drowns out the sound, so you don't have to really worry about that as well. All right, so we're sitting in the cockpit view of the new Fortuner, and I must say it is beautiful. Looking at the steering wheel, I mean, I know it's not straight, but it's got the paddles. It's a bit of a novelty, but still, I mean, it always looks a bit more classy and a bit more sporty with those for sure. I mean, everything with the build quality, it's really nice. It doesn't squeak too much or actually at all, really. Looking at all the cup holders, this was another really important thing. We have two here, one on the side here, another one there, and then obviously on the doors themselves. So that's 6 just in the front, which is amazing, especially for long distance travel. Looking at like the bit of the glossy entertainment system here, I mean, it can present a bit more of like fingerprints and all that stuff, but really cool wood type finish on it. Awesome. It does look really nice. Big enough screen for all your entertainment. You obviously got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is really, really nice. So the infotainment being a wired Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I don't have the cable with me at the moment, but yeah, the stock infotainment system is very easy to use. You don't have to really work through it and look at the manual, whatever. But yeah, there's another feature that I really wanted to point out, especially when you're off-road, going on 4x4 trails, or even just parking in a parking lot of a shopping center. There's a little button on the side here called View, and that will pop up the 360 camera as well as rear view, which really does help, especially when you are not really well versed in like the area that you're driving in and all that stuff. You can see your surroundings, which is cool. So yeah, there are multiple different cameras that you can use as well, which will definitely help you in 4x4ing and just parking in general if you don't know the dimensions of the car, One thing I've also realized, I don't know if it's one of the older generation cars, when you close a door and it closes, you don't have to add too much effort into closing it, but I've realized that if you close it, okay, that did close, but usually it kind of stops halfway and then you have to open the door again, like there. And you have to open it again and then close it. But that's just one thing that you have to just get used to, I suppose. Maybe with just newer cars, they want some more like security, I suppose. But anyway.
So Toyota is definitely feeling the pinch with all these luxury brands bringing all this technology. They've tried to put something which is like a bit of an added benefit plus, JBL sound system. Although it looks like an afterthought with them placing it right here. I don't know how the sun will affect it after 10, 20 years, but it sounds really awesome.
All right, so I mean, obviously we have the glove compartment here. It's really nice. I mean, well thought out. It does look really nice, especially with having the Fortuner button there. It does act as a fridge in a way. There's a vent on the side there that you can obviously put super cool air through if you have some chocolates on a long drive or a nice like cool drink, whatever. Awesome little feature that they have added to the new Fortuner. Really well thought out. One thing they've also done really well, especially with the interior, is having the red leather. I think it does add so much to it, especially with the red lining as well. It does make it a bit more sporty, but also has that luxury touch to it. Instead of just having one plain color the whole way through, it does definitely add some character to it for sure. And we can find that the red stitching and red leather throughout the interior, especially in the front and on the seats as well.
And there it is, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and hit the like button. It really does help us keep bringing you more content on the regular. If you want to see how it compares to the Prado, click the link in the description or head over to our channel for more reviews, drives and behind the wheel moments. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.